Sarasota Cowboy Tim. He's on a quest to reach 100,000 subscribers. Can he reach that goal? I think so. Well, let's talk about that. Half a day YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, Chandler Retirement Live. I'm Chandler coming to you from my I Love Me wall. You're in the military. When you get out, you usually take a corner in your house or a wall, and you put up all your memorabilia for the time that you served in the military. For me, that was 23 years, and so I needed a little bit more than just a wall. And so that's okay, but it's good because, once I'm all done, my kids and grandkids can come in and they can look and they can see and learn a little bit about their father and or grandfather, even when I have passed on. But let's talk about today's subject, which is Saratoga Tim was on that quest for 100,000 subscribers. Can he get there? I think so. By the end of the year, in another month, I think maybe even by another month. So where's he currently at? Well, if you looked at his YouTube, it would say that he's probably at 63,400. But if you asked Tim that number, he would say, nope, that number is not correct. My number is a lot higher than that. And I would agree with Saratoga Tim. Even for myself, when I look at my channel, if you look at what the viewers can see at the subscriber number, subscriber count, it's not always the same as what's in analytics. Sometimes those two numbers can be different. So I can agree when Saratoga Tim says, hey, that number is greater. I believe him. But let's just stay with that number, 63,400. So he's trying to get to 100K. That means he needs about 36,600 more. So what can we do as a community of Tims to help him get there? Well, there are several things that we can do to help him reach that goal. One is we can subscribe to his channel if we haven't. And even if we have, go back and look and make sure that you're still subscribed. Because there's times when I have logged on there to watch a video, and for whatever reason, I'm not subscribed anymore. And so I have to subscribe again. So double check that every time you watch a video. And then like and share that video. So who do you share that with? Well, not just on YouTube, but share it with every platform that you utilize, such as Facebook, X or Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok. Maybe the Chinese will help him get there. Threads is another one, and any other platform that you might utilize or you can think of. Share his videos. Share his channel with family members, especially your kids. Get your kids who you should have control of and get them to subscribe to his channel. Your wife, your husband, brothers, sisters, your mom, your dad, your uncles, your whole family. Get your neighbor to subscribe. If you're part of any club, like a book club, investing club, a physical club, any type of club, bingo club, get them to subscribe. The best way to do that, you say, hey, let me borrow your phone. You grab their phone, you log on to YouTube, you go to his channel, and you hit subscribe. And guess what? It's done. They don't have to think about it anymore. Because sometimes, when they say, yeah, I'll subscribe, they'll never get around to it. So if you could do it right away, that's perfect. So some people always say, hey, Chandler, why are you pushing Saratoga Tim so much? Well, I don't think I'm pushing it so much. And I'm not pushing the goal for him to reach 100,000 subscribers. But you know what? He deserves that. I made a video a couple of weeks ago, and I talked about 5 reasons that I support Saratoga Tim. And I'll link that video at the end of this. So if you haven't watched it, you'll be able to watch it. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I'm also trying to grow my channel. But more so, you know what? I agree with Saratoga Tim's philosophy, right? The philosophy of our working life. You see, once upon a time, I was a HR manager, director, and I worked for various companies at the senior level. So I know what senior people in these companies think about their employees, and it's not good. Um, I believe and I agree with Saratoga's thinking that, most folks, they're trapped in an evil spiral where, they buy too much stuff or they buy something to impress somebody else. And then they got to continue to work for it forever if they want to keep those stuff. And it's just a vicious cycle and it never ends. Or that is, it will end when they end. So if most folks could, they'd probably retire now, which is why Tim always preaches about cleaning out the clutter in your life. You know what? There's so much clutter. He talks about if you haven't touched it in a year, get rid of it. One man's trash is another man's treasure. If you're not utilizing something, give it away. Give it to somebody else who can use it. We know there's a lot of clutter in our life. He mentions, multiple cars when you only need one, streaming services when you only need one, YouTube, that's the only thing you need. That's the only thing you watch nowadays. So you got to clean out all that clutter. And another thing is, the reason why I support Tim's quest is that, if it happens, the haters are going to explode. And I like to see that. I'd like to see them explode because you know what? Tim's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and he doesn't deserve all the attacks that are out there right now. He don't deserve that. Some folks would argue that Tim is providing, false or misleading information. Yep, I disagree. I retired at 62, and I started drawing Social Security, and life has been great for me. The people that are complaining are usually those folks that are trapped in that vicious cycle we just talked about. There's a reason that the younger generation is struggling with this boomer philosophy, our philosophy, what we came up with, where we were basically told go to school, work hard, and die at your work desk. Well, they're not subscribing to that. And at some point, we need to break free from that thought. Another struggle is that that's the wrong goal. It's the wrong goal to think about that when we start to think that corporations and the government are going to take care of us. We know that's not right. We've got to put our trust in only one, and the one is our God. Put the trust in God. If you don't know or you don't trust God, then you got to learn to pray. Pray for that guidance and that direction. God will provide that for you. So Tim preaches a minimalistic lifestyle. So I had to look up that word, and I apologize if I said that wrong. I kind of struggle sometimes trying to pronounce that word. But what is that? So I looked it up, and it's basically a philosophy that involves living a simple life. And I can see where Tim always talks about that, giving away stuff. If you haven't touched it in a year, give it to somebody else, that kind of a thing. A minimalistic life, what that involves is it reduces the wasteful things in our lives. It provides less clutter in our workspaces. It leads to a greater appreciation for the things that we do have. Sometimes our kids and us, we have so much stuff that we really don't appreciate it. We just throw it around. If you have 5 phones, you know what? So many phones, it's okay. One break, no problem. I got 4 more. You don't learn to appreciate the one that you have. And my favorite is it reduces stress. It's such a stressful life when there's only a few things to kind of worry about in your life. So it's all about living a simple life. So let's get going. Let's help Cowboy Sarasota Tim, or are we going to start calling him Golfer Tim now? You know, he has a pretty good swing. Um, let's get going and help him towards his 100K subscriber goal. And while you're at it, you know what? Subscribe to my channel as well. And so this is Chandler signing off. And as I always say, let's blow this up.